Hello and welcome to the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit, where I will be racing the 2023 Formula One Red Bull car. I was asked to do this video comparing 3 different versions of this endurance race. We'll get to that right away. First things first, I'm going to be taking off-track cuts because I need to trigger an endless endurance race. More on that in a bit. Okay, so here's the first cut, and you got to be careful with it. Now this car, to fully upgrade, will cost you just over 2.5 million M dollars and 595 gold. That is an incredible deal for a car that handles like this. That is shockingly cheap, actually, when you compare this to, there's other cars like certain Ferraris, street cars, like the SP3 Daytona. It's like over 1,500 gold to fully upgrade that. Nowhere near like this car. So honestly, guys, I think that's a fabulous deal for how awesome this car handles. So, what 3 versions of this race are we comparing? Okay, so you could do this race in the 2023 Champion Series. You could do it in the Invitational Series, which is where this is right now. You could also do it in the Replayable Limited Series. So the question is, what are the earnings like and what is the difficulty like? By the way, I'm also going to be, I've actually been trying to track how many cars I've been passing, so I'll put the number up here. 19 cars in lap 1. I had to zoom in and look at the map to see cars I passed going through some of these cuts. Like this cut here, it's hard to tell exactly how many cars. So anyways, we'll be adding that up at the end of each lap. So I'm fully upgraded in all versions of this race. You could do this in the Champion Series without being fully upgraded. That's going to really depend on your skill level, because this isn't, you need to have a certain level of skill to do this. Some of you might try this right after you see this video, fail and say, well, that's impossible, or I did something. I didn't do anything special other than I'm really good at doing this kind of a race. I've done it a lot. I'm pretty good in this car. I'm pushing the limits really far, which you might be able to tell. I'm really pushing the limits of this car. Also, all assists have to be off to do this. You cannot have steering assist, traction control, or brake assist on if you're going to take cuts like this. It won't work. Your car is going to go all crazy. Also, tilt B controls are best for endless endurance racing, or tilt C, 17 cars past lap 2. Tilt C is also okay. Anything where you can have manual accelerator. You don't want to have your gas on all the time or brakes on all the time. You want to be able to feather. Especially since this car, it's interesting, like for this cut, I found it a little bit easier to take this cut. And then I do a little bit of a lift here, but then the very first cut is actually harder to do in this car. So it appears to me that the low speed grip of this car is actually worse versus other years. But the high speed grip is better. So what we're talking about is actually the downforce. So this car is uniquely tuned compared to any other Red Bull Formula One cars. I've got all the Red Bull cars from every single season. And this one is unique. I really like this car. It is really fast, and once you learn how to handle it, you can really trust the car quite a lot. But I'm gonna mention this here, this cut coming up here. I've got to really slow down as I'm getting back onto the track. Only 4 cars passed in lap 3, and so we'll do this cut here, and I got to really be, what's going on? Holy smokes! I've already hit the perpetual point. I've never hit it this early. Never. Like, usually it's a whole nother lap from here. That's definitely the perpetual point. Okay. Endless train of Mercedes, I believe. That is very surprising. I'm often not hitting it until 2 laps past this. So, this might also be the easiest version of the race any year, is what I'm saying. Huh. Well, isn't that special? Now, I did all 3 versions, and we're going to compare the fame pay. Okay, so I'm going to bring up 3 different finale screens, including the finale of this race, even though you're still watching it happen. You'll notice the M pay is extremely close. It just varies by 4 digits. M pay is very fine. You'll see that it's 1.87 M per meter, or 2.045 M per yard. So even a slight roll of the car will change those earnings. But look at the fame earnings. There is a huge difference in fame pay. Like, look at the limited series. That's 42% less fame than the invitational series. Then look at the Champion Series. That's 68% less fame than the Invitational Series. The clear winner is the Invitational Series, and the only place where you should be spending your time if you want to do this. By the way, the fame per minute is shocking. In this particular race, I'm earning 1,618 fame per minute. That is huge. Like, that's more than you get in some cars even after you hire the agent. Now, it's really too bad we couldn't hire the agent for these races, but we can't. But I still sometimes do this on like bonus fame days that are small days, like maybe if it's 20 or 30 or 40%. Like, definitely it's faster to get your M earnings in other races. This is more fun for me. I get really bored doing an 18 to 20 lap race where I can lap the whole field and maybe lap them twice once in a while. This is a challenge that keeps me engaged. And if you want to know exactly how far you need to go to earn $250,000 M dollars, the video is going to pop up right now. So please like, please subscribe, check out some other stuff. Thank you so much for joining me today.